Hey guys, good afternoon or good morning wherever you're at, or whatever, good evening, depending on what time you're checking out this video. As always, today is indeed the day that the Lord has made, so let us rejoice and be glad in it. I don't know where you're at right now, but here in Fayetteville, it is a beautiful day outside. Just a lovely day to get out and enjoy nature. I think this evening is going to be some thunderstorms, or this weekend rather, but and I can't wait so I can get cuddled up, get juicy cold in my room, and then put the air on. Y'all know me, know that that's what I do, and get under these heated blankets. Kids be like, I'm freezing, mom. But no, today is a beautiful day. It's the day that the Lord has made, so let us rejoice and be glad in it. I'm so excited. Well, I'm happy on today. I'm in better spirits now. But look at my shirt, y'all. Y'all like my shirt? Prayer changes things. That is definitely true. The power of prayer, boy. But let me tell you, I look forward to sharing a devotional word with you guys later, not now. I just want to check in with you guys. I got something I want to share on this fun Friday, this thankful, happy Friday, preparing for the weekend. I just want to have a transparent conversation with you. Again, before we get started, I hope you guys are having a blessed and wonderful day. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit me up, check in and let me know your views and opinions about what I have to say. So I had a couple meetings this morning, and how do I want to start this? My son, one of my sons, was getting an award today, and it was a big deal because he was getting recognized for something in his grades, and he has done a complete 360. Like, he's a good kid, but sometimes they're getting older, and in the teenage phase, he's a preteen. He's easily influenced. I'm not saying that he is, but he can be easily influenced. Long story short, let me hurry up and speed up. This was a big deal for this award because he worked so hard to get his grades where we need them to be, immaculate rather. His grades were like really up there. His behavior has done a complete 360, and I went out for him because I really wanted to celebrate. So I shifted a little bit of my meeting so I can show up, because he kept saying, are you going to come? And I was like, no, I don't know if I'm going to come. But of course I was going to be there because I'm thankful and blessed that I have a job now that I can go and support my kids during these award ceremonies or things that they need, or even help out in the school system like I do. So speeding up, I look forward. I'm getting myself ready to come to this meeting, excited, getting my son a little gift. I was getting ready for him to celebrate him on today. And then I get a call from the school. And, y'all, my whole day got turned upside down. So basically my son had, some contraband on him. I'm just going to be transparent with you. He had some contraband. It wasn't like a weapon or anything, just something he shouldn't have had, right? And he had it, so they go through metal detectors, and it was something that they found during a search. And when the principal called me, my son was texting me in the process, and I was just like, I felt like I was getting that call, and my heart just dropped. I mean, it wasn't as severe as I might be making it seem, but it was a lot to me because I thought I was more connected with my children, that they knew better. And I always tell them when they leave, even if I'm upset with them, I tell them make smart choices before they leave the house. And even if we can't still have that conversation before we leave the house, I'm either verbally communicating it to them, or we're all in a group chat and I'll text them, have a wonderful day, make smart choices, and be safe, and this, that, and the other. And I also tell them to make sure they bless their food when they eat. So when the principal told me, was like, he came and we did that, so he has to be in school suspension today. I'm like, but he's getting recognized for this thing. And they pulled him from the whole ceremony and everything. And I was just like so heartbroken, because as a mom, when your child do certain things, I don't know about you guys, but it just makes me feel like I failed as a mom. And I'm just sharing with you this situation on today because I want to be transparent with you guys and let you know that even as Christians, that we go through things. We parent, we have trials and tribulations in our home, and we deal with day-to-day situations and problems just like the next person. It's just that a lot of people don't get on here, or they don't communicate. And it's not a matter of telling your business and not, putting people in your business. It's just about, like, I get on here and I'm going to tell you this because I know there's probably somebody else who's battling the same thing or dealing with it, or have family scenarios and situations, and might be needing answers or want to know how we're coping and dealing with these situations. So it's not a matter of me getting on here telling my business. I'm more so just reaching out because, excuse me, I shared a video a couple weeks ago about, I don't know if you guys recall, but my daughter had did something. She had wonderful grades, and she achieved like the highest level or something. So I wanted to celebrate her. And the video that I'm referencing to before was when she came home, she did something in the house, and like maybe she left a mess or something, and I wanted to reprimand her. So it's like you want to acknowledge the wonderful things that they did, and let it know that it doesn't go forgotten, but at the same time you have to discipline. So the previous video that I was talking about was, how do you like acknowledge and congratulate? Like in my son's situation, I bought this gift for him and wanted to celebrate him on today, but then I turn around and get that information about him. So do you not celebrate him on today? Do you let it go, or do you say, well, son, I bought this gift for you, but I can't give it to you because you got in trouble? Do you still give them the gift and say, here, I got this for you, but at the same time, we need to figure out how so there's different ways and different avenues, and that's that we handle the situation. And that's what I was trying to engage in about when we talked about my daughter in a previous video that we discussed about a month or so ago. So now I guess I'm stuck in that place again, because I'm just feeling like a little disappointed, because like I said, this was a wonderful achievement for my son today, and his friends got some awards too, but I couldn't even go and celebrate everybody on today because so basically he from what was told to me, he somebody gave him some contraband and said, hey, his mom was coming, and he was like, I need you to hold this for me, can you hold this? And my son was like, okay. He thought about it. He was like, he didn't want to let his friend down, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, son, of all the things you could have done, why would you do something like that? And me just having my experience as being a parent, me being in that situation before, me seeing situations, the outcomes of other people in situations like this, me being on the law enforcement side of things and having experience with that, I try to talk to my kids about these things and be real big on these things. And it just made me feel like, dang, after all the things that I told you, and you've seen the outcome of this with other people, why would you do this type of thing, So I just, and so he's like, Mom, but I didn't do this, I didn't use it, whatever, but I was indeed holding it, and I didn't want him to get in trouble. I said, so you don't want him to get in trouble, but you want to end up getting in trouble with the school and getting in trouble with me. And you and I are just getting back on track with our relationship, So I don't know, it turned my whole day upside down, y'all. And all I could do was just pray at that time. That's all I could just do was pray. And I can tell that he was upset that he let me down. He was, because I can tell, because he wanted to hug me, and I couldn't even receive him at that time in the moment. Because I'm just trying so hard as a single mom and walk in my faith and do everything and just try to teach them. And it's, you got people out there who, some kids are easily influenced, and then no matter how hard you're trying to keep your children sheltered or keep them in the know, you got those people on the outside who may not have the guidance like your children do, and who are, come on, this is one time, just try this, or just come do this, or let's sneak here and we'll never find out. And it's always going to be because the enemy is on the rise. He is on the rise, and he's here to steal, kill, and destroy. And anyway, like I told y'all yesterday or the other day, he'll even go utilize children. He comes in on the workplace, even try to sneak his way through the churches, but I know we have to stay prayed up and rebuke him in the name of Jesus. Just say, Satan, get behind thee, and I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. But y'all, when my son did this, I was just really hurt on today. And like I said, I prayed about it, and just, we prayed, and I, and talked about it, and I could just tell he apologized to me, and I could just tell the look in his eyes that he was sorry that he disappointed me and let me down. But I'm still just thinking, should I still acknowledge him on today? Like, he had in-school suspension, and I just want to acknowledge him because he excelled in his grades and his achievements, and he even more, and his behavior has been doing he did a whole 360. But this today, because the reason why I guess I'm kind of confused is because, like, when I was younger, and I might have had all A's, and then I got 1 C, or even an F, just being real, I got an F. It's like my dad, he didn't see those A's when I showed him the report card. I'm like, look, I got these good grades, He says, well, what about that F, or what about that C? And I'm just like, all that hard work, and then that's all they see, And then so I was very hurt, and I was scarred. Like, that's how it was mostly coming up for me. And so because of that toll, how much it weighed on me that I had to experience that, when I found myself doing it to my children. I have another son who, same thing. He's a straight A student. And then when I seen he did it and he did the same thing, and when I seen that look on his face, it instantly reminded me of how my parents did me when I was young. And so I had to say, all right, well, I see that you got this grade, but what are we going to do? How can we get this grade up? And what caused this grade to even get like this? Are we not doing homework? Is there something you don't understand? And I try to engage with them, about things like that. But I'm just trying to think how I want to receive my son on today. Like, when he come home, I still want to acknowledge him, because I'm so happy, y'all. Like, he really excelled academically, and he really has achieved his academic goals and everything. And like I said, his behavior has been like, he did a complete 360. Like, I have no complaints. And he's very athletic. He's good on the court. And he's even been getting more into his word. But he did this. And so I'm sitting here like I'm really trying to process how to handle this situation on today, y'all. So I just ask that y'all keep me in prayer. I'm not going to hurt him. I'm not going to beat him. But I just want to make sure that I say the right words to get through to him, that he really, really understands that this cannot happen. Things like this should never have happened, and it better not ever happen again. And I just want to make sure that he does know that I do love him and I support him. And I just want to make sure that I give him the right words, because the Tracy that knows Jesus right now, if I would have handled this completely different a few years ago, so I just want to make sure that that we just have a conversation, and I want it to be a well understood conversation, if you will. So if y'all have any ideas or inputs on that, just let me know. And just keep him in prayer. Just keep him in prayer, because he struggles with some things, and especially with ADHD, and he's suffered some PTSD, coming up, and he's very young. He's only 14, and he suffered PTSD, 2 traumatic situations in his life he suffered from. And so but I don't want to make excuses, because there's right and wrong, and I know something like this, he definitely knows better. But then he tells me, I didn't, like, he didn't say he didn't want to let him down, but I was like, why would you do something like that? And a real friend wouldn't have even asked you to and put you in a situation like that. But I know too, with me being younger, so that's why I try to understand them. Not really understand to say that it's acceptable, because I definitely don't condone those type of behaviors. But I also try to understand, because I too once was a child and I've made mistakes. But it's what do we do moving forward, and how do we get over this situation? So weigh in if you can. Let me know what y'all think. And it's the weekend, on a lighter note, and the fair is here for those of you who are in my area. And I thank y'all for listening too. Yeah, I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I just ask God to continue to bless you all. Enjoy the rest of your day. And also, I hope and pray that you guys have a blessed weekend. If y'all don't have any plans, the fair is indeed here, the Fort Bragg Fair. And I just want everybody to be be aware of your surroundings, in your areas. There's been a lot of things going on in the area, so just be alert. And then and I'm not here to any way, shape, or form tell y'all how to parent. That's not my MO. We are in this thing together. It takes a village. But I also just want to put it out there that just make sure that we are indeed having those conversations with our children. I talk to mine on the daily, but we never know who else is in their ear outside of us. We can have the birds and the bees talk. We can have the drug talk. We can have the abuse and safe zone and safe space talk. But there's always going to be someone on the outside who can tell them different, their friends, their peers, their teachers, so, or they might see certain things on the internet, on the TV. So let's just make sure together, not just me, not just you, together, let's just make sure that we're being in tune with our children, and periodically, if we're checking their phones and stuff like that, and going through the search browsers, and just making sure that we're staying connected with them in any way that we can, in any capacity, with checking in, asking them how things go on with their friends and stuff like that, checking in what's going on with school, and also just being in tune with their mental health. Okay, I know y'all probably know this already. I just said I felt like I needed that on today, and I never know who else may need that on today as well. So I hope this video blesses you as much as it blessed me just making it. And just know that, again, us parents, whether you're a single parent, co-parenting, whatever it is, even if you have both parents in the household, it does indeed take a village, you know. So I'm always open to ideas and suggestions, and anything I can do for you, if I can pray for you, pray with you, just let me know. And I just ask that y'all continue to keep me and my family in prayer as well. Next week I will be undergoing my procedure and with surgery. I have to have this operation, and I'm just praying for a successful operation with that and a speedy recovery, but in God's time. I love you guys, but God loves you more, and I look forward to connecting with you guys real soon again in a devotional video. Love you. Enjoy your weekend. Okay. Hey. Oh wait, let me give y'all a joke on today. Why was Pharaoh heart hardened about letting his people go, or letting the people go? I think I said it wrong. I might have messed it up. Why was the Pharaoh confused about letting the people go? I'll check in with you guys back in the next video. Love y'all. Take care.